Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know, so this is the second video I've uploaded today, and I know in the first one I said I'll try recording multiple a day and then staggering the upload so I can upload every day. But in true cam style, I am just going to upload this today because I want to. I don't have any massively good reason, to be honest. So that's fun. Hope you guys enjoy it. The other kind of funny story is this is the second time I've recorded this video because I just recorded it just now, got to the end, and then realized the microphone was turned off. So that's annoying. And you probably saw that. I just had to do a double check to make sure it's on. But yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Absolute amateur hour here today. So yeah, that's kind of fun. But yeah, thank you guys very much. The other thing I'm going to do today is, well, in this video, is I'm going to try a new kind of idea in that this video doesn't really have much visual input. It's kind of just going to be a me talking video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this camera up in front of one of the tanks, and I'm going to chuck some food in at the start, and you guys can kind of just watch a lot of the natural behaviors and like the feeding and all that kind of thing, and then I'll just talk over it because I think it'll just be more interesting and be more fun. I mean, we've already done a fish store tour today, so be more interesting, and I don't need to be sitting in the front. It doesn't really add anything. So yeah, hopefully you guys like that, but definitely let me know what you think about that. I think it's a good idea, but I've been wrong before. So yeah, I've waffled on for long enough about random nonsense, so let's actually do some video making stuff. Here we go. So this is the tank we're going to be feeding today for you guys to watch. And this is the food here. It's a mix of omega-1, Sierra, fish science, just like all sorts of random foods. Whatever I'm floating about, I just chuck in a big bucket and I throw it in. Obviously, if you listen to this on the podcast feed, cheeky plug. If you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast feed. But yeah, if you're listening to this on the podcast feed, you won't have any idea what I'm talking about. So basically, I'm about to throw the food in. So yeah, here we go. Chuck it in. They have actually already been fed today, so well. But yeah, the main thing I wanted to talk about for today was, I don't know, I wanted to talk about something that I do get asked about a lot, and that is about turning a hobby. In this case, it is fish keeping, but it doesn't have to be. But yeah, I wanted to talk about turning this hobby into a business and into I guess a livelihood. So yeah, I mean, to kind of tell the story, I guess a little bit of background, but I've been keeping fish for, I don't know, a while. And I kind of got to a point where I was wanting to decide what I wanted to do with my life, where I was at personally. And everything I kept coming up with was kind of, how does this relate to fish keeping? So in the end, I decided I want to fish keep, like keeping fish is what I want to do and what I want to do for a job. I was in a very lucky position that I kind of found out what I wanted to spend my time doing, and that is obviously fish keeping. So what I did is obviously started the shop and kind of grew from there. I'm not making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or anything, but I'm making enough to keep myself happy and keep myself, busy and all this kind of stuff. But it's something that I've you read about a lot, and they call it like the long tail in that of something, and that's basically like I can make enough doing what I like and what I enjoy and what I love to be happy. So it's something that I think a lot more people have the capacity to do. You often see a lot of people in positions where, it's a job they hate, but, you make money, and then that money is enough to allow you to do what you want to do, be it fish keeping, or be it, surfing, or, work on race cars or whatever, as kind of a means to an end. And of course, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's all, if that's what people want to do and they're happy to do, of course, that's the best thing in the world. But all too often people are just unhappy and hate what they spend most of their life doing, which is working. So I was in a position where I could make myself do what I wanted to do and earn enough money to keep myself happy. So that's really what I wanted to talk about, and I want to, I guess, tell people that it is possible. So for me, when I first started the behind the scenes like planning and everything for the aquarium project, I was 20 years old, and the best part was, given being 20 years old, it's like everyone's like, oh, you're taking such a big risk being so young. But I actually saw it as kind of the opposite. Like, if I'm 20 years old, I can run my shop for 10 years, be 30, have it all completely fall on my face and humiliate myself, and I'll still be 30, and I can just start again. There is a lot of pressure to kind of have your life sorted out early as possible, but just time is so valuable in that it's what we spend our time doing, is like experiencing time, of course. So being able to spend 10 years doing something and know that even if it takes 10 years to fall over, I'll be fine, because I'll be so young that I can just start again with no trouble. And I don't want to make it sound easy or anything, because like I don't want to it's hard. I don't want to make it sound too easy and like give people a false idea, but I don't want people to think I'm, what would you call it, like talking myself up a bit. But it's like, it's hard work, but it's worth it. And for me, it's not really work because I love it. Like when I have to do the accounts, that's work. And like when I have to like do my cash flow projections, like that's work. But if I have to water change 20 tanks in a day, that's not work. It's just me doing what I love to do, and being able to like talk to you guys when you come in and like answer you guys' questions and like give you guys advice and all this kind of thing. It doesn't really feel like work, and I think that's really the part where I'm lucky, because I can just do what I want to do and get paid for it. So yeah, I mean that's I guess the upside of turning a hobby into a business. The other thing I get asked about a lot is whether doing this, turning this hobby into a business is like, a lot of people seem to worry about like losing the love and losing the passion, and like people say a lot of times you'll see about if you do that, for some reason I think about golf all the time. I don't know why. I must have seen some golfer talking about it, but like if you turn your hobby into a business, then you no longer have a hobby. And so I can only obviously tell my side or tell my story in this space, and that is, I always say every single day I love fish more than the day before. Maybe it's different. Maybe I, change interest. Like maybe I'm really into plants for a little bit, and I'm like super fascinated by the axolotls and that. Like I'm not saying it's a homogenous time, but having this like being able to kind of flip and flop between things, and like overall I just love fish so much. And I think it's the difference between really loving your hobby and like liking it, I guess. Like I wouldn't, for me personally, I like motorcycles, but if I was working in a motorcycle place, then I don't think I would enjoy it as much. Obviously I don't know, there's only one way for me to know, but this is kind of what I think. And for me, I know I can go all in on fish, make fish my life, and still be happy and still enjoy it. And I think that really is the thing that everyone should be aiming for in their life, is happiness. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to just focus on what's going to make you the most money. I think it is something that we do fail young ones in society, particularly. So like, I'm Asian, my mum's side of the family is Chinese. There's something that a lot of pressure I have felt from that side of my family, especially, but not exclusively, that I have to have a career that is going to make the most money. Like, it's kind of, it's like a classic drug age. It's like, doctor, lawyer, that kind of thing. Just because that makes a lot of money, and I get that. But for me, I'm happy to sacrifice, in theory, I'm happy to sacrifice money. Like, I don't need to earn 500,000 a year. I can earn, 100,000 a year and be happy and have more fulfillment in my life than earning 500,000 a year, being a lawyer and hating every single second of it. So that's really what I think we need to be mindful of when we're thinking about our young ones. Not necessarily just in terms of business or life or careers and everything, but in terms of life, is like the focus we all should have, and I think would do the best to create the most amount of happiness in society, is focus on happiness as the end goal of life rather than earning the most amount of money. So a lot of people agree with that in theory, but it's hard to walk that walk. Even for me, I struggle. I focus a lot on obviously within business. I think a lot about business mindsets and everything like that. And so I don't want to say that I'm not trying to make money, because I am. I'm trying to make money to support myself. My partner is physically unable to work, so the buck stops with me, and I want to be able to provide for the both of us, for children, all this kind of thing. So I am trying to make money, of course, but I'm not trying to. I'm happy to do it within fish, where it will be harder, or maybe take longer, maybe it's not possible, whatever, because that's what makes me happy. So yeah, I don't know if you guys 100% understand what I'm saying. But yeah, this kind of thing is something I really want to talk about, happiness, fulfillment, and I'm hesitant to talk. I don't massively want to talk about business because I've only been doing this for 3 years, so who am I? But in terms of happiness and fulfillment, I do truly in my heart feel happy. And I see a lot of people sort of making the same mistakes that I've made in the past, and I would really love to be able to help with that. And for me, fish keeping is a big part of that, but not the only part of that. So yeah, I am planning on making some more content like this about kind of focusing on happiness and fulfillment and careers and that kind of thing. So if you're into that kind of thing, I'd love to have you along. If you're just here for the fish, just watch the fish videos. But yeah, I mean, turning my hobby into my full-time profession is one of the things that's led to a lot of fulfillment in my life, and it leads to it's led to a lot of happiness and excitement and love. And I'm in the fortunate position where I haven't had to worry about losing a love for the hobby or my day-to-day fish keeping experience, just because I guess that's who I am. So that is the only thing I'd say. I think it does. If you're thinking about, it doesn't have to be fish keeping, but if you're thinking about going more in depth into your hobbies, that is the only thing I think to look. It's something that needs looking inwards on. Is where am I positioned in this space? Is this something I like, or is it something I love? What else do I like? I like gardening. I do like gardening. If it was my full-time job and the only thing I did, I think I would hate it. But for fish keeping, I know in myself that I can do it and not lose the love. So I guess that's kind of what I was wanting to talk about. Is that I hope this sort of space maybe opens up some ideas or gives you that bravery or strength to be able to look more firmly in this area because I think it is this happiness thing is big. You know, like this is the thing. This is what everyone wants, and this is what I think we should be focusing on in the society instead of just focusing on them making money and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it and found it this valuable. Again, not maybe the most fish related thing. Like it's fish related, but it's not fish exclusive. That's the way I'm going to explain it. So if this isn't the thing, I understand, and I don't expect everyone to latch on. But we are going to keep up just the fish content because, again, I love fish, so why not? But I do kind of want to expand into some more spaces. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, just make sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I'm really excited about the place I'm going, with what we're doing, and the place I am trying to help you guys to get, if that makes sense. So thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know what you think about this new format of just watching these fish swim around. It would appear they're finished eating, but hey, what are you gonna do? But yeah, thank you guys very much. I love you all so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.